well to his family, as a team. And I know Josh has got the great approach to battle this thing.
Questions? About the illness that has hit, did this, or at least for John, did this come out of nowhere? Because the way Mark was talking about, this is just a blow that you guys didn't see coming.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever predict an illness. You know, I think that's out of our control. I think obviously our trainers and our doctors did a great job in identifying early.
Despite losing Josh for the foreseeable future, how do you feel about that defensive line now?
You know, we kind of talked about this a week ago. That group's had a good summer. We're excited about the depth they've got there. We're excited about the good weight gain and good strength they put on. I think they've had a great summer. I'm excited to see how that translates here in training camp, because you stack up a good winter, a good spring, good summer, and now a good training camp. We've got more experience, and we've had a lot of those guys play. So we're excited to see where we go with that group.
Man, how have the other players on the defense kind of handled the news about Josh? How have they been?
You know, I think that they've approached it the way you'd want them to. Number one, their thoughts and prayers are with Josh. You know, they've been around Josh. Obviously, he's been in the building, and you know, we're handling it as a family would.
You have a lot of young guys at linebacker who are pretty talented and learn a lot of praise. What do guys like Square and Davis and Oates bring to the table?
Length and athleticism. I think all those guys are long guys that can run and they're athletic. It'll be interesting to see how they take the grinds of training camp, you know, 25 practices in 29 days. Certainly excited to see that.
Coach, it looks like this defense is as quick as I've seen in a long time and big. So that's what you've been looking for, I guess.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, I think Coach alluded to it earlier that there's a lot of experience, there's talent, and there's guys that are returning that have taken on leadership roles through the spring and the summer. So we're really excited about where we can go.
You got two great tackles in there too, don't you? Middleton and Bahama out of Tennessee.
Yeah, and like I said, I think we got more depth than we've had there before. I mean, you know, those two guys you just mentioned, but then we also got guys like T.J. Carter, who's played a bunch of ball, Kelvin Taylor, who's played a bunch of ball, Tymer has played ball. So you got depth, and you know, our league's a line of scrimmage league, and you can't be successful in our league with just one. So you got to have a group.
Matt, what are your expectations for Boogie Watson now that he's kind of settled into the position and might go a long run there?
Yeah, we're excited about Boogie. I think he's progressed. You know, he played at times and made impact plays last year in a bunch of different positions. We really like the athleticism he brings on the edge, the ability to rush the passer. So we're excited about him.
You expressed enthusiasm for the weight gain that you've seen. Can you give us some numbers on that, and how does that translate on football?
You know, I hate to rattle off specific numbers because a lot of times you end up being off, but I will tell you this: when you see our guys today, you're going to see guys that are noticeably bigger, broader. I think that does two things for you. Number one, it obviously lets you be more able to control blockers and win at the line of scrimmage. Okay? And number two, the bigger and the stronger you are, the more durable you generally are. And I'm excited about that group. I think they've worked hard. I think Coach Ed, Coach Hill, and their staffs have done a great job this summer, and just excited about it.
Matt, one of the guys who looks bigger and stronger is Josh Allen. How much difference is that making?
I think a bunch, in particular in the run game. You know, he's a guy that his lower body has drastically changed, and it can't help but help him set the point, you know, and be firmer on the edge. So
Dean Hood moved back to work with the secondary. Have y'all figured out how him and Klingscale will juggle those duties?
yeah, I think they've done a great job of kind of organizing it. They see the game in a similar way, but they both bring different personalities to it. You know, there's been times within that group where you have to work with those guys together, and then there's times when they broke off and they can get into finer coaching points and more detail. With the way the game's gone into a more space game, it's going to help us having two guys back there.
So is like one head corners, or are they kind of going back and forth?
When they break up, Coach Klink will take the corners and Coach Hood will take the safeties, but they meet a bunch together. You know, and there's times where they'll break up sides too, where, hey, they'll be working on a concept of the field and the concept of the boundary.
With Edwards playing the slot more, you had Weston Edwards usually at the safety. Is there a third safety that's kind of emerged for you, or that's really stepped up, or is that fall camp going to
You
decide
know,
that?
Devontae Robinson has had a good spring, good summer. Jordan Griffin, I think, continues to improve. Yusuf Corker, you're seeing growth with him. Ty Asian, you're seeing growth with him. So we're building some depth there.
Matt, you've been in the league a few years now. What offensively, what trends have you seen? Has much changed from a scheme perspective in the league?
You know, I think at the end of the day, there's certain offenses that run the quarterback more, certain that don't. But at the end of the day, gap schemes and zone schemes, it doesn't matter how you run them, that's what you're getting. You know, whether it's a two-back gap scheme, a quarterback gap scheme, you know, that's why everybody talks about it's a line of scrimmage league. People are going to find ways in this league to create numbers and establish the run.
Matt, you do a lot of screaming out there on the field. I'm a little bit concerned about your voice holding up for the rest of the season. What have you done from a communication standpoint to ensure that those issues are kind of shored up?
What communication issues?
I know it can get pretty hectic there during the last 5 minutes of the game, so I didn't know if there were any things that you all.
Yeah, I think, number one, you add another coach on defense, which is going to help. Another set of eyes, you know. But it's something that you rep and you practice. When we have scrimmages, just like the players are practicing simulating the game, the coaches are practicing simulating the game. We'll go through test runs with headsets and where our eyes are and the chain of communication. Because so often the piece that's missed is, you know, there is a chain of communication and there is an order and a procedure. So we'll drill that as a coaching staff, just like the players simulate a game in a scrimmage.
How has the demeanor changed from the secondary? Last year, years past, Mark was really high on the DBs, and I think he felt they let him down a little bit. What have you seen out of the secondary?
Again, I'm excited about that group because I think they've had a great summer. They've committed themselves. All right, you've seen a heightened level of preparation. You see them around the building watching film together. You see them around the building talking about coverages. You see them down in the weight room working. You know, that's the great thing about 2018. 2018 is better than 17, and it's different. So, you know, I think you learn from the past, but you don't go backwards.
Man, as a defensive coordinator, when you watch Benny Snell, even in practice, what impresses you about him?
Competitive spirit. You know, obviously we all know he's talented, but his approach and his competitive spirit. I remember one day this past spring, he might not have had the practice he wanted to, and I walk in the building, and he's irritated, and I think that's what Benny brings. You can't help but improve around him because you better bring it because he's going to bring it in practice.
How much of an emphasis is forcing turnovers going to be? And obviously, you know, getting the pass rush from the defensive line will help, but what else can you do to emphasize that and create?
Huge. Absolutely huge. Anytime you can create possessions, number one, you play less defensive plays. So the opponent's odds of scoring go up or go down. And obviously we're creating the possession, so our odds of scoring go up. You know, every day we start practice with a takeaway circuit. Some of that is how you affect the quarterback, but a lot of that also is how you affect the ball carrier, and then what you do when the ball's on the ground. You hear all the time us talk on defense about straining to the football, and I think a big level of forcing takeaways is straining.
Matt, what is Brad like with his background, Bob?
He's a great technician, and I think he sees the bigger picture, you know. He's done a great job with those outside linebackers, just teaching them the finer points of the position, how to watch film, how to steal little inches.
What are your expectations for Chris Oates specifically this fall?
I hate to say that until I see him with pads on. You know, I think we recruited a great kid, right, who's a great athlete, but we got to see him in a college football practice first before we put any expectations on him.
What's the most difficult adjustment for those freshman guys when they first get here for camp?
Probably the speed and the tempo of practice. You know, and I think Coach Stoops does a great job of doing this. When we put the ball down, I mean, there's a sense of urgency in practice, and there's a sense of tempo, moving from drill to drill, rep to rep, snap to snap. And I think that's probably the biggest adjustment coming from high school into college. And then obviously competition. I mean, you know, you're a great high school football player, there might be one or two great high school football players on your team. Where here, it's a team made up of great high school football players.
And how comfortable are you with Cash Daniel?
I'm really excited about Cash. I think he's prepared well for this opportunity. He had a good spring, good summer. You know, he's a guy who's been here really 3 springs now. And I'm really excited to see Cash this season.
Coach, you brought another Paintsville Tiger on, and Tyler Couch, too. Tyler Couch walking on, I know.
Mm-hmm. It'll be, again, that's what training camps, you know, for, to see what we have.
All right, folks, thank you very much. Need to